Hey everyone, this is JTB again. Welcome to the Falcon Talons video from our survival series. Now, the first thing you'll notice that's different from the True Dragon Sword video, apart from the weapon obviously, is that the enemies are completely different for this. The Falcon's Talons, Vigorian Flails, Tonfa and the Luna have what's called Format B, and the remaining weapons have what is commonly called Format A, and it's basically just what enemies you get, in the waves. Genshin is obviously always the same, you'll always fight him at the end. But like the enemies will change. As you can see here in this one, it swaps out one of them for the attack ninjas, which is pretty annoying because they, as you can see, they make it really hard to try and get a high combo at the start, and especially with the Talons, because the Talons haven't got many, free-formable moves. A lot of their moves end in really high recovery frames, so long recovery frames. Sorry. But yeah, the first strategy for the first wave obviously is exactly the same. Just get your 5x multiplier and try and start the next wave with UT. Now, the main difference with the Talons, and it's probably only really applicable to the Talons and the Vigorian Flails, is their UT is not really that powerful. It doesn't really pack a lot of punch. It doesn't really have good, de-limbing ability. Like the Tonfa's UT, for example, isn't very powerful, but the sheer amount of de-limbing ability it's got kind of makes up for that, because you can easily destroy, a whole room full of enemies with one UT. The Talon's UT is never really going to do that. So for waves when you've got, much harder enemies that have got a lot more health, like the Setsu and the mechs, especially in the Mentor and Master Ninja rounds, even a full UT probably won't kill them, and, you'll have to either kind of stagger Essence and follow it up with an ET, or, do some quick power moves with the Talons, and I'll get into them a bit later. Now, with the Talons, one of the main things to note is that its moves list itself is extremely long. It's got some really long combos, but there's only really a couple of moves you really want to try, that you really want to be using. You'll see me use it all the time in this. The forward Y move with the Talons is one of, if not the best move in the game. Its de-limb ability is insanely high, unless you kind of get that annoying glitch where you just seem to can't de-limb an enemy. Like, it de-limbs 100% of the time, and the only thing it won't de-limb instantly is the Fiend mechs, and obviously mages, because you can't de-limb mages via the leg. But anything else like Vangelfs, ninjas, even werewolves, and the like marionette mechs, whatever you want to call them, like the three-legged ones with the really bullshit like stomp stabby attack, whatever you want to call that, but that's really annoying. Yeah, and it even de-limbs them like in one. So you really want to use that, and obviously the benefit to that with survival is you can obviously de-limb, follow up with an OT instantly, and get 45,000 per kill. And if you can get 3 or 4 of them in a row, you seriously rack up points extremely fast. Now, one thing to note with the Talons, as I just said, is that its moves list is very long, but they're not very powerful. The move you just saw me do there a couple of moves ago was the Tiger Roar, which is a forward XXX. I think it's 6 X's, but forward X. And that's extremely powerful. It has a lot of power behind it, but it also has really good de-limbing ability. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Now this is has to make up for the Windmill Shuriken. Sorry, has to make up for the lack of a decent UT in a few weapons, and obviously that's the danger with using the Windmill Shuriken right there. It's extremely deadly, but the UT itself has no invulnerability frames, so you really have to pick your opportunities carefully where you want to use a Windmill Shuriken UT. Alternatively, and for the higher waves, it's definitely what you want to do. On waves like this, you really just want to stick to the forward Y, just forward Y, just chain OTs with the Falcon's Talons, and you'll rack up points just as quick. It'll just be a lot easier. Now, there's the start of one of the, if not the most powerful move the Talons have got, but I didn't get it all in. It's XX, forward X, Y, and Ryu will kind of like do 3 teleporting downward kicks in the air, and that's extremely powerful. It's one of the most powerful moves in the game, and it's also got good de-limbing ability as well. So, and here I'm just trying to build up my combo, because it's been a while since I've had any green, so I'm obviously just trying to keep my multiplier high. For the remaining videos, I'm not sure how far I'm going to take them, because I covered quite a lot of stuff. Apparently, I didn't really think I covered that much, but apparently I covered quite a lot of stuff in the True Dragon Sword video. So, as I said, anything that you want elaborating on, let me know, just post something and I'll answer it. But other than that, the strategy for survival is pretty much the same across the board. It's just obviously with different weapons, it differs because of the combos that they can do and the moves that they can do. So as I get further into the weapons, I might not bother doing the first 2 rounds, because it just simply won't be worth it, and you'll just be watching the same thing twice. But as well, definitely don't be afraid to use the Flying Swallow to Azuna drop with the Talons. When the game was out, kind of considered, you know, really overpowered and, you know, a noob move, but it's really not. You know, it's in the game, and, you know, in certain cases, especially when you get surrounded by, you know, machine gun rocket launchers, it's pretty much the only thing you can do unless you don't want to just OT them. But again, with that, there's always a trade-off. Be careful with it, because the Flying Swallow, if you miss, has got quite long recovery frames. Now, obviously, that's I just forgot about that. I just wasn't paying attention to how many I'd killed, so that UT went to waste. Just got wasted there. Now, there's another difference with Format B over Format A. You won't get the grey Resetsu, you'll get the red one, and it's not really that big a difference. It's just the red ones are more aggressive and they've got more health. But the really annoying thing is that the red Resetsus don't carry the kill bonus that the grey ones do, so there's no point, you know, going for an OT, even though I did OT him there, but I just OT'd him for fun. You know, if you've got the multiplier, there's no point OTing him or anything. You might as well just go for the health or the green essence if you need it, because he still only has, you know, the standard kill bonus for an enemy. So, and this is the other main difference with Format B. These Scorpions are really not to be underestimated. When I first started playing Survival, and you know, I didn't just spam the Windmill Shuriken, it's extremely easy to just get completely, you know, caught out and nailed over and over and over again by these Scorpions, and they can kill you like a lot faster than you'd think. So definitely don't let your guard down on these and just use the Windmill Shuriken. Same thing applies here as well with the Pill Bugs. Just focus on you know, getting your combo up. But I mean, so not getting your combo up, sorry. Focus on getting your green essence and your blue essence. And if you really need health, then obviously don't let your combo counter go above 20. Otherwise, you know, you'll only get green or yellow. Now, it's always good to use wind blades on that bit if you ever get an Impo Orb for free, because obviously you can take out loads of them, and because the Windmill Shuriken does take a bit of time, you know, to kill these, because it's not very powerful, and these just seem to be quite immune to the Windmill Shuriken. Now, this next wave is definitely an example of where it highlights the disadvantages of not having a UT that's, you know, insanely powerful. Those mechs, you know, you pretty much need to get the entire UT on them past the Acolyte wave to kill them. The Gauges are really not much of a problem when you've got the Talons because of the forward Y. And I made a no-hurt run of the Gauger Brawl on my Master Ninja no UT run with the Talons, and that just really shows the, you know, the power of the forward Y. And there was a question on Iberians about some power combos with the Talons, and you know, the forward Y is really one of its power moves, because it's so versatile, and it's just so useful for de-limbing and dispatching, you know, really dangerous enemies really quick. And I love the X counter with the Falcon's Talons. It's such an amazing move. Also, drop in real quick, essence does factor into your score slightly. If I remember correctly, you get 1 point for every essence you have. Obviously that's not going to be, you know, a really big contributing factor to your score, so you never really want to absorb essence overusing it for a UT, but, you know, just thought I'd drop that in there. And again, I get pretty trapped here, just getting pummeled with projectiles, and I can't really, you know, do much. So just try and take out some of these Vangelfs, and obviously swap over to the Flying Swallow to Azuna drop to, you know, get rid of some of these rocket launcher guys, because they're obviously, you know, the problem in this wave. Vangelfs by themselves, you know, really don't pose much of a threat when you've got the Falcon, when you've got the Talons. And I really hate it when that happens. Obviously, you know, I was going for the Flying Swallow there, but, you know, sometimes that's just one of them things, and it can mess you up sometimes. That can really do a lot of damage to you if, you know, you get unlucky and it just, you know, times it wrong. And the forward YY is also really good for getting the instant kills. If you need to get an instant kill, you know, and maintain your killing spree bonus, but you don't want to use a UT, forward YY is really good, because the second Y attack pretty much always, you know, beheads them on the lower waves. Another good example of where the Falcon's Talons are pretty annoying, because these other mechs, you know, are pretty hard to kill reliably, and obviously because they've got pretty high recovery frames, obviously this explosion nailed me there. Definitely don't be afraid to use Flying Swallow to Azuna drop on the mages, and that about wraps up part 1, and I'll see you in part B. Thanks for watching.